Hey folks, welcome in. This is another Stormgate cast. I'm Algorithmor. This is NyoriE. NyoriE and his opponent playing the red. This is a Vanguard player. This is Corsair. Couple of community members out. You can catch them out on the Discord out there chatting. Also, you can see them on Twitch. If you watch Twitch streams, they'll be in there chatting every once in a while. And they submitted some games to me, so we've got some games from them. And we'll see what kind of action we get out of them this time. We'll be playing out on Boneyard here. Both of them going for expansions into their natural, although NyoriE has opened with production first. The barracks of Corsair will be done, of course, quickly as well with the speed building. And that means Corsair's up with his units first, while we get the first fiends coming out of that vault from NyoriE. They're going to be rushing across the map here, seeing what kind of information they can get from Corsair. But it's very standard. Maybe we'll be able... What was that? Maybe we'll be able to kill a servo or two if we're lucky. Usually that's not the case. Just scouting, keeping that Lancer busy. Ooh, very nice. That was a good catch there. Get some damage down on that Rax. Could have denied it. But also just trying to stay alive, because you want that scouting information to persist for as long into the early game as possible. You also want to keep these Lancers in their base, because the Lancer could run across the map and do the same thing, get some scouting information, and harass the servos, or the imps in this case. Servos get overcharged again, and it looks like they're trying to go build a scrapyard or maybe another command post. They're going to get harassed on the way out here, but they are servos, which means they are invincible. Couple more fiends showing up. I like it, NyoriE, trying to get that weak servo, but remember, they were already healing hugged, and they're also overcharged, which means, what are you really going to do? There's a servo, so we've got, you know, a good 10 shots on it, and he's all still at half life. So, that's what I mean. Fiends, little hard to kill the servos, but
Dimensional rift detected.
Can still be annoying.
Stormgate will activate soon.
Ooh, nice little intervention there. But wait a second, we got way more fiends than you think. Nice little fiend opening. Oh no, but Lancers are so good against fiends. Couple Lancers go down. I don't know what the... I think that was still in favor of the Lancers. Fiends are good to take out the Stormgate, but not if there's a few Lancers there. Yeah, they gotta run away and give this up. More Fiend showing up, committing to the Fiend play here. And this is not looking that great for NyoriE right now. Actually, he does get a few server kills, I'm gonna say. It just looks like he's sacrificing these Fiends in. No! Oh, does get the sentry post. That means the servos are kind of free picking here. Okay, doing alright, actually. Here we go, Lancer buddies show up. The other Lancers were like, we don't care, we're going for a Stormgate. Did lose some servos and a sentry post there, but it looks like a new one going down. And these units now going to try and return the favor at the third base of NyoriE. What came out of that? Feyrin, yeah, she couldn't go through the trees, so she had to run the long way around. Where are you going, Feyrin? The battle's over here, which is going pretty well in the favor of Corsair for the moment. Feyrin and some hedgehogs over there. Okay, need to micro your units here. You want them all together, so he pulls back some of his Lancers. And now all the Lancers are on top of the Brutes, which is alright. They are frontliners, that's where they're supposed to be, but you kind of want them on the Gaunts where they do more damage. Hedgehogs can put the damage down on the brutes. NyoriE pulling back, hoping that his static deed, his one tribute pyre, is going to help hold off here. Faerun dumping her energy into healing. Healing up some of those lancers. And looks like the tribute pyre is low. The gremlins have all been killed. Of course, they spawn every 20 seconds. Another one just popped, but it goes down. Another pyre up, though. Faerun gets nicely pulled back so she can continue her healing. And that healing is actually doing a really clutch job here, keeping some of those lancers alive, keeping them at higher HP. And now, as we push down to the low ground, we see that effigy gets taken out. Another effigy popped clutch at the last second in the back there to keep these units healing on Shroud. But now it gets taken down as well. Brutes coming down from the high ground, reinforcing from that vault at the third base. That's helping with a little bit of a concave here on these units in this defend. NyoriE is still doing a really good job. Corsair also microing his hedgehogs with the Faerun there. That's extra helpful, as she can heal up the lower ones.
Detected. A Stormgate will activate soon.
Faerun, no! She gets left behind. She's sacrificed out. NyoriE's also secretly gone and grabbed a fourth base here. So that's really clutch. Whereas Corsair says, I'm going for more of that reward. Reward energy. That's what I want. What am I going to get? Tier 2 Stormgate has some good rewards in it. Meanwhile, putting down more mech base and sending out a sensor drone. Out this base, which is just going down. Now, this looks like a fourth base, maybe just getting started, but we know NyoriE's already on a fourth base down here. And might be able to take that economic advantage and use it to get ahead. At the moment, that is not the case. It's Corsair with the lead. Void Prowler's out. I don't know if I send him straight to this base while it's still building, as it can get cancelled here, and will be. Which of course just saves NyoriE the money. Now, this is going down while there's a little pressure also over here. Actually, both parties pull back. Void Prowlers. Some Gonson Brutes find them. They zip into the main and end up fighting a Shroud Stone. Before this army does find it, but wait a second, there is a major battle going on up here. Some of these units in the back for Corsair are fighting buildings. You don't want them fighting buildings, but we get a GG from NyoriE nonetheless. That first game was a bit quick, so we got a second one. It's a twofer today. Once again, we got Corsair in the blue playing the Vanguard. And his opponent, NyoriE in the red, playing the Infernal faction. And it looks like a little different already, as NyoriE's going straight for the shrine. I want a shrine. Pop it. Pop, pop, pop it like it's hot. And what does Corsair want? Corsair wants just servos. I'm just going to make servos here. Servo, servo, servo. No, of course. Also going for command post first. Costs a little bit more. Pops the overcharge right at the last second so he can get these overcharged servos. Quickly building up his command post. We'll probably see a barracks also added. I've noticed some Vanguard will pull their workers out. Yeah, a little early like this. I'll also get the racks down. I wonder if that has something to do with the timing for the money. Because now we got 2 servos and a third? Does he get 3 charges? No. Saving that extra energy for a Lancer. Extra Luminite, I should say. Just doing a little bit of analysis on that Vanguard build because I don't play Vanguard. Just trying to see how, you know, what the ordering is there. And our first 2 Scout Fiends are out. And we see this is a fairly standard opening for Infernos, but we've also seen NyoriE being pretty active with them in these last few games. And they're just trying to block those servos right now. Which they did maybe for a few seconds. But their squishiness makes it so that they can't just stand there and take damage. They have to run around. Gotta be always running like a shark. Oh, good. Deke. Good job. Should play football or hockey or something with those moves. Get some skates on those fiends. That's my Canadian blood coming through. If you're born in Canada, you have to love the hockey. If you're born in Canada and you don't love the hockey, oh. You don't want to know what happens to them. This is a family cast. I won't tell you what happens to Canadians who don't like hockey. Ah, fourth base going down for NyoriE here a little bit quick. I like that. Before even the first Stormgate, Lancer's out looking for extra
Dimensional
bases.
rift detected. A Stormgate will activate soon.
This could be bad news for NyoriE, as this Stormgate is right next to his fourth. And should Corsair cap it and get something useful like a Faerun, he might just right up into the fourth. But what is Corsair thinking?
Appeared.
He's coming to the main. There are brutes here. Grabs an effigy. Kills a couple fiends. But doesn't want to fight the 5 brutes. And pulls away. Stormgate just saying, is someone going to play with me? The whole name of the game, guys. Lancer's going to heal up at the Wellspring. And now the brutes show up for NyoriE. Saying, yeah, we'll play with you, Stormgate. Lancers come, and now we're going to do a little tug of war. Lancer's saying, let's fight. Hedgehog finally shows up. A couple more brutes. That makes this army for NyoriE pretty dangerous. And Corsair pulls back once again to the Wellspring. It's only brutes, brutes with no charge. But brutes with no charge and winning a Stormgate means what? Faerun out. She's a good help, but the brute army here, there's a couple gaunts. I feel like just brutes. Brutes with no charge. They're not exactly the best push across the map army right now. But the Faerun does help out. If there was a push coming in from Corsair, that Faerun will heal up the units and help that defense even more. Really add to the defender's advantage. Corsair is just also building up in his base. Adding medtechs in. And sending out a sensor drone. Looking for the third base, or at least this positioning, and finding... Oh, what good timing. Sees the little imp come walking by. But remember, NyoriE's up on this fourth base already up and running, so Corsair has a limited window to get something to happen here, as NyoriE already is ahead in bases, and a little bit ahead in supply. Vulcan added, and 3 more on the way. We have Charge just finishing up, while Reaper's Rush is also being researched for the Gaunts, giving them those speedy little legs. But it's a lot of brutes here, and definitely we see NyoriE waiting for that charge timing. And the way he's got his upgrades timed right now, the charge should time right around the same time as the Reaper's Rush. I assume that's Reaper's Rush and not Soulbrand Chakrams. Yeah, Soulbrand Chakrams already up. Wait a second, we got a little push coming out of Corsair here. He's showing up with his Vulcans. And, oh, a huge flanking move from NyoriE.
Dimensional rift detected.
There's nothing
A
these
Stormgate
Vulcans are
will
going to be able to
activate
do to
soon.
this. And just as the Shroud pops to give a little bit of extra regen and power to this army. Yeah, this is a very, very quick loss to this. I like how the nanoswarms are keeping those Vulcans alive. And a jump jet back. Really, wow, okay. Here I am saying, sorry, Corsair, you let your whole army just get deleted there. When really, somehow he clutch stays up. That's going to make it hard for NyoriE as a few more Vulcans show up. Hellborn in the back. But it's not clear they're focus firing. No. The hell. Oh, we get a straight GG from NyoriE.